What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a great day. We are playing some Dragonheir Silent Gods. This is a sponsored video. Huge shout out to them for sponsoring the video. If you'd like to try the game, you can download using the link in my description as well as the pinned comment. There's also some promo codes for you all to check out. So Dragonheir S2 and Merry Xmas are still active. Go ahead and enter those codes while they're still good, so you can go ahead and get some resources to start out with, and you can join D&D Legends in Dragonheir World because they have added a new D&D champion. It will be coming into the game February 23rd. We've got Elminster Omar, who is a wizard, a legendary wizard, very powerful in the stories. I'm hoping the champion is just as powerful when they add him into the game. Really looking forward to the event. There's going to be tons of things for the event. You're going to have an opportunity to summon Elminster from the Planeswalker summoning. There are also going to be some challenges as well as quests, storyline quests, if you will, where you'll go with Elminster and fight some bosses and what have you. There's going to be a new dungeon boss. Not sure exactly what boss it's going to be, but it'll probably be one of his main foes. I think I mentioned them in my last video. We don't know what the boss is going to be. Maybe one of you guys know exactly who that boss is going to be. So if you do, let me know down in the comments below who you think that boss is going to be coming into the game with Elminster for us in February. They've also got the new season 2, with all of the things that they've added. We've got over 30 new champs. We've got new gear and artifacts, all that good stuff. New elemental affinity combinations. So solid things coming from Dragonheir Silent Gods. I am extremely pleased with the game and I encourage you to try it. Now in this video, we're actually going to be tackling another one of the graves. We are going to be taking a look at the Grave of Rot, which I have been farming lately, just because we need that sweet accuracy and skill haste gear. Now, Grave of Rot is a tough one. I'm having a hard time on stage 9, but stage 8, we got it down, and I'm going to show you the team that I'm running. So right now, we have Hexandra in there, free rare that you're going to get. We got Horus in there, free epic that you're going to get. I'm using Megan, solid support rare. You probably already have her. We got Sigrid as well in there for DPS. You probably have her as well. And I'm actually using Nathaniel, who is a solid cleanser, shield. He's got support. He's got everything that you need. I'm pretty sure I need to go ahead and swap the chest piece on my Sigrid to make sure she doesn't die. So we're gonna give her an HP percentage chest actually, so that she can stay alive in here, because it's kind of rough. Grave of Rot is kind of rough for us, but I'll go over the gear that's on the champion specifically after the run. Let's take a look at the run. I'm actually gonna go ahead and give myself a little food just so we can ensure this actually works, because these things don't always work out. My gear is not the greatest, but I'm making it happen. We are farming gold gear. We are pushing a bit. How I have them set up at the moment is so that we can make sure Horus is getting cleansed. We can make sure Sigrid is also getting cleansed, because what we don't want is healing prohibition to become something that is lingering. So the boss is going to place poisons and healing prohibition on us, and it is 30 seconds. It's literally 30 seconds, which is nuts. That is such a long time. That is more than one rotation of the boss using his ultimate skill. So you want to make sure you have decent resist on the champs. You also want to make sure you have more than one cleanser in the comp, because as you can see right now, our Sigrid has healing prohibition up. Luckily, she's not in jeopardy of dying at the moment, and that should get cleansed, but heals will be coming. Healing prohibition may be on you and you won't be getting any heals. So I have a cleanser back here in Nathaniel with her. I've got Hexandra up front with Horus, just in case he gets some debuffs on him to potentially dispel his. I would like to have this tuned a lot better, but it is what it is, and hopefully we have enough damage right now to help us out as well. I didn't even look at the gear. We're moving along slowly right now. We're not actually doing a ton of damage, so this is a much slower run, but it does work. So we're just gonna cycle through here We've got Sigrid doing decreased attack for us, or attack penalty for us. Also doing healing prohibition because the boss does heal. So when the boss uses this greedy hunt, he devours our tank in the front. He's going to deal some poison damage and restore HP equal to 600% of the damage dealt. And we don't want that. We don't want that heal because that is a massive heal. The boss can heal for a ton. So we don't want the boss healing back up. We want to keep that healing prohibition on as much as possible. So you want to make sure that your Sigrid or whoever you're bringing in for a healing prohibition, for damage, you know, for decreased attack, has enough accuracy to land, because you need quite a bit of accuracy up here on stage 8 and 9. You need, you know, over 200 for stage 8. I want to say it's over 250 for stage 9. And so you got to make sure you got your accuracy up, have some decent HP, have solid support as well. I've got good resist on, you know, Hexandra, on Horus, on Nathaniel as well. No resist on Sigrid at all. Megan has a little bit of resist, but I would like for it to be higher, because the least amount of champs that we can have debuffs on, the better when you're going into this. That way, you know, when the cleansers are focusing their cleanse, they can only be cleansing, you know, 1 or 2 champs, and then you don't get debuffs just lingering on you everywhere. So we're cycling through very slowly here, but we have, you know, everything that we need. We've got shields, we've got increased defense, we've got heals, we've got cleanse, we got attack penalty, we've got healing prohibition, we've got recovery over time. So we've got pretty much everything that we need in this comp, and this is a pretty accessible comp. Nathaniel can be, you know, replaced. He is an epic, but he can be replaced. There are, you know, I'm sure there's a few rare replacements for him, but you're just gonna need to bring in, you know, some solid gear on those rares, of course, because, you know, they just take a bit more. But we got 2 minutes left on the clock, and the boss is, you know, about at 30%, just under 30% HP. So we're looking good. We're gonna clear it with no problem. I don't know if I needed to take that food at the start, but we took it anyway just because I wanted to guarantee a successful run. I do have issues in some of these graves, but this is my first time around, obviously learning the game. Once we get to season 2, I'll have a much better grasp on it. I mean, every day I'm learning so much, and I'm just sharing that with you all. So hopefully this actually can help someone out. But we're not using any like OP champs or anything like that. No legendary champs. And we're just getting through, and we're getting our gold gear, and this is full auto. The team has not been tuned in any way. I'm sure it could be tuned to be better, but it has not been tuned in any way. I just built with the best stats that I could, and we'll definitely talk about that gear in a second once we clear the boss. But we are getting gold gear at this point. I don't know that I really use any epic sets anymore for the rest of this season, just because it's just not as beneficial, and I need the stats that I need. So let's go ahead and take a look quickly at the gear that is on the champions. So first at the top is definitely going to be Horus. Let's talk about Horus first. He's just in a standard tank build. He's got decent HP here, almost 100k HP, little bit of defense, 329 resist. So he's like really high up on resist, because I need him to actually resist in more than one dungeon. So when you're building your Horus, it's actually solid to build him with a good bit of resist, because you're going to need resist in Grave of Rot. You're also going to need resist for him in Grave of Venom if you're using him as your tank in Grave of Venom. You don't want him to get that healing prohibition up in Venom. You don't want him to you know, get that defense penalty on himself, because he just goes down so quick. But he's not in any set in particular, just in mixed sets with the best stats that I could give him. Would love to get a set on him, but it just didn't happen that way. So next champ is going to be Sigrid. So we have Sigrid here. She's got 2 piece of 3 ears and 2 piece of executioner. That's just, you know, how the gear is. We don't, you know, I haven't gotten a ton of just god tier gear. We just give her a bit of survivability, because at these higher stages, like, the boss can hit really hard. So I felt safe just getting some survivability, a little bit of attack, a little bit of crit rate, a little bit of crit damage. a good bit of accuracy, a little bit of skill haste, so she can go in, do her job. As far as the artifact, have the spiritual incense burner on her, so it increases her ultimate energy after unleashing her ultimate skill. That way she can come back around to her ultimate a lot quicker. Next is going to be Hexandra, who, you know, we're also running in 3 ears just for the skill haste primarily, and an ancestral protection robe set as well. Only 2-piece, not 3-piece, because I needed more skill haste on her. I needed her coming back around to her ult a lot faster so we can make sure we're getting heals in. But she has, you know, just some solid HP, 60k HP, 3k defense, a little bit of attack. She honestly needs more attack and enlightenment so that we can maximize her heal, but I needed to get resist on her as well, so I couldn't. Some things are gonna lack. We can't get everything, especially with my gear. We can't get everything, so decent resist and skill haste, survivability as well. As far as the artifact, we have the Mirror of the Living on her so that we can get a, you know, a bit of a bonus heal when people drop below a certain HP, just because in some fights like Venom, chances are your tank could get pretty low on HP. It's not fully leveled up. At 40%, this is a lot more effective. We don't get below 30% too often, but in some battles it does. Always good to just have that some good healing artifact for your healer. So we have that at the moment. Next is gonna be Nathaniel. He's also in a 2-piece set just for this enlightenment, but other than that, we're not getting a ton from the set. Would like more skill haste on him. Right now, just decent HP, 400 plus resist, a little bit of skill haste. This is the build that we're using for 8. Could probably improve the build a bit and get up to 9, but 9 has been kicking my butt. We got Ancestor's Candle as the artifact on him, so after he, you know, launches a battle skill, the recharge time is reduced, and on his battle skill is where he does his cleanse, so he's dispelling a debuff from allies within range and grants them a stack of recovery over time so that you can get some heals off. So solid champion here. Meredith is also another champ that could work well here, but the last champ in the comp is Megan, who is an amazing support champion. So we got her at 72k HP, a little bit of defense. She doesn't need the attack. She's getting it from the set bonus though, which I only have because it was the stats that I needed. A little bit of resist could be higher, a little bit of skill haste as well, but you know, she's coming in, she's giving us defense up, recovery over time. She's also giving us some heals and recharging our ultimate energy so we can cycle back through our ults. She can, you know, dispel defense penalty. It would be great if she just cleansed 1 debuff in general, but as far as artifacts, we've got Life Spindle on her. When she uses her battle skill to heal allies other than herself, she's gonna have a 50% chance to, you know, heal an additional ally, which is very helpful because her battle skill is single target. It's going to heal someone other than herself. You know, usually I'm pretty sure she probably can use it to heal herself, but this is going to be you know, this artifact paired with her battle skill is perfect because she's, you know, single target healing someone, which means she's always going to have an opportunity to heal an additional ally, which works perfect on her. So that is the gear that's on the champs. Nobody's in a set in particular. I guess Sigrid is probably the one who is definitely in a set that matters because we need that skill haste, we need this accuracy. Everybody else is pretty much just pure survivability and resist though, so not difficult to build at all, and pretty accessible champs. And like I said, there are some replacements for Nathaniel, so you can go in and, you know, find anybody on your roster that does, you know, debuff dispelling. So you've got options here, you've got rare options here of champions that you can be using to do that, and yeah, you'll be able to get it done. But that's going to be all for this one, guys. be sure to download the game using the link in my description if you would like to try the game and join D&D Legends in Dragonheir World. Oh, Mr. Omar is coming, guys, so make sure you're saving your Heliolite dice up. That summoning, that Planeswalker summoning, you're gonna want to make sure that you are able to get him. But that's gonna be all for this one. I appreciate your support as always. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, and until next time, be good and be well.